Hello, this is Mr. Enyoni, and this is MB channel. We're speaking from the center of Tanzania, Dodoma region. Come someday to visit here as tourist. You can't just do some tourism from your home to other region or from abroad to Tanzania, Tanzania to abroad. Think about those thoughts. So, most welcome, friends. Thank you for being there. Please don't forget to subscribe. Today, I'm gonna talk about one of my new book. Going on composing, but I decided that I should be posting it. Okay, be posting it so that people should know, give and receive. So it's about hobbies and life philosophy, success and worth, a single general principle of success, a single universal law of success. Actually, my books are all friction, but they can be applied because it's all about knowledge. Introduction. What are your views? Say something, please. And I said that day. Do what you want, but remember, perform as many good manners as possible. Perfectness is hard to attain, I know, but try your best. Think to advance. Do something. Do another thing. Learn new things. Don't lose hope. Do it again. Anything is possible, but don't forget. Principles and theories exist. Because some things need exact pathways to obtain desired results. A man cannot degrowth himself from adulthood towards childhood and fail to stage into his mother's womb in real life. But you can see it in the movies, in auto rewindings. It's like attaining a goal in your thinking. In your thoughts, you can attain many goals. That's why I tell you, try again and again, since you are trying to move a software thing into a hardware thing. At least for now, just like how a change occurs in matters like physical to chemical and chemical to physical changes of matters. Will they appear the same between same repeat changes? That's why I say try many things, learn new ways, do it again. Don't be perfect, but try tangible things. Anything is termed real because its principles are known. When something is not known to people, people call it the unknown. It is not normal. It is not possible to do it. When a change occurs, it can be seen as if it just happened quickly, but believe me, it is a very big process, very big thing, and it involves a lot of processes. And this is just an example. See how ice changes into water and water into vapor and vice versa. I can say it is one of the things that God created to show us that you can maintain the same results after a change. This also means in physical change, it is easier to maintain pathways between changes than in chemical change. But also, even in chemical change, as it is very difficult to move from poverty to grand wealth, but very easy to squander wealth and become poverty for those still yet in poverty. I say for those still yet in poverty. But if you talk to a successful wealth person, a successful rich person, he or she will tell you that for me it is very difficult to become poor. Not because I hate poverty, but because I have too many ways to be wealth, too many ways to be richer, too many ways to be rich. Even if today I wake up very poor. That is what they say. And she or he will say to you, actually, it is very easy for me to be wealth or whether this is that grand courage they have. Why these two people think differently, the poor and the rich? It's because there is something between them, and that is knowing and not knowing. That is knowledge. discovering and those who still searching for ways to become wealthier. So if you discover and decide to learn, we can tackle that problem too. Being able to reverse a chemical change, chemical pathways, and their reverse ways. More also wealth to poverty, poverty to wealth. Just quickly as melting and removing a candle, or just as placing a light bulb on and off. And this can be obtained anywhere, anytime, if we discover a general principle of success. In that aspect, I decide to follow that principle. There is a point to take here. Principles are different. A thought uses brain software principles. When moving a thought, a perfect plan from your head into real life actions and performances, don't kill it as it is. A thought and its manifestation are totally two different things. What you need to do is to update your planned desired thought or thoughts and shape them into living principles, really thing like principles. And just don't forget, when doing that, be happy with your closed ones. Plans should not control you. You were created to lead, and all things should obey you. So be careful to live your life while fulfilling your plans. You should not be controlled by your hustling. Your plans, you should be the mastermind. By the way, putting a grand plan from your head, which is in thought form, into a reality manifestation, it is like a chemical change occurrence. I can say that initially, but somewhat a complicated physical change. I can say so too. Since the processes involved are complicated pathways of what sometimes cannot bring same results to another doer if he or she decided to do and perform like the other first doer. This is because life conditions and things are not the same. It is not easy to go back, say from poverty to grand wealth or grand wealth to poverty, because doing that we will need to affect the heart of creation itself, bringing same living conditions back and forth. Very difficult for now, but I didn't say it is not possible. I'm just talking about finding a single universal principle that maintain a change. No matter where you are, how you do currently, what you previously do or performed. But if we decided to follow, no matter what, you will attain the desired results. So why do I say these things? I want to tell you that don't just consider a planned thought as just a process of thinking about wanting to build wealth from poverty or any state you are to wealth or that thing what you want. That is just something you just think and do as they are one or say as if they are similar, as if they use similar principles. Thinking in head or thinking in your head and physical manifestation, these are two different things, and many pathways in between joins them. Always consider them that they are different, that between a thought and its manifestation there is an unknown pathway or pathways. It seems like there is no connection at all, like there is a certain gap of emptiness. But believe me, there is exact pathways or door and exact pathway principles to a given condition, time, and life, yet to be discovered by man. That if you open that door or that principle, it will lead you to exact principles that leads you to an exact and unexpected goal and all outcome or desires. Just like when you try to prove an old principle invented by Isaac Newton, Galileo, Faraday, or Mr. Tesla, or as when you decided to walk from one point to another and find yourself in a new position, or feel drinking water or end drink and find yourself without thirst after drinking. Actually, what I want to advise you in this moment before that discovery is try to light everything as you start planning for a certain goal you are thinking in your head that you want to manifest in this world. You can just think any thought, but that thing that you want to manifest, you need to know it well. And that's why I'm telling you, light everything. They say life is anywhere, anytime. Why say this? Why light this anyway? My answer is simple and clear. I don't do this for myself alone. I also do for those still in school and the dreamers of success someday to come and in everyday lives. Say I don't have anything, an African baby boy or a girl or any person from anywhere in the world born from poverty. My goal is to roam the world and see its diversity and attain great success and wealth. I want to travel the world just like someone from China, or from America, from a wealth family. I want to be able to use planes as if they are bicycles. I say this knowing that there is still here today, the time I write this novel, 19th May 2024, AC after Christ, that there are families today here in Africa that cannot afford buying even a bicycle, not because they don't want to buy or to, but because they don't have cash to actually buy a bicycle. What is or are the perfect things or thing, pathways or path directions will I do or will I take to attain the quality of life I desire? Will it happen in this lifetime? I asked myself, will it happen in my lifetime? Some people will say, set realistic goals, please, man. That they think it is not appropriate for me to think that way in my state, that I should be richer. Me says, set as many goals as you can, realistic and non-realistic. You must understand setting and doing, or actually performing your goals. You must know their differences. So, I would say think, set as many goals as you can. Choose to do few. Those nearly affordable at a time. I don't agree to those who say do one thing at a time because it is not appropriate to say that, since it can be confusing. And actually, those who say that themselves don't do that. By the way, a non-realistic goal cannot be proved by thinking alone. You need to perform it to prove its realityness, its reality. Man was designed to do few affordable things at a time, not one thing at a time. What is that time? Time can be 1 minute, a half a minute, 30 minutes, 1 hour, a day, or even a week, a year, 7 years, 10, or even hundreds of years. So what does a time means to a success dreamer or an Afghan child dreaming of great success, or anybody dreaming of success? Our Afghan children study almost 12 subjects at a time. It is good and better to say do one thing for 30 minutes, or do one thing for 1 hour, 5 hours, or even 100 days, years, or hours, and not say do one thing at a time. You confuse young people. You are destroying their every move, making them weak and fearful. It is an abomination to say that to the kid. I just want to say to you that try to think the significance of the words you want to say before you advise someone, especially a young man or a girl, student, or even a grown-up person dreaming of success. If I could be making laws, I would put that sentence an abomination and restrict its use to advise someone in my country. So, what can I attain great success? Because it is possible today in my state. There are some Africans travel every day from Africa to America, America to Tanzania, Tanzania to China, and China to Europe, if they want, of course. Therefore, when things are difficult for me, it is not difficult at all for others. So, concerning my desire for success, how can I teach my children? Which pathways can I perform to attain that? When I was thinking that, I said, actually, I decided that I need to write another book. And it is when this book came to life. Since that time, 30 minutes ahead, I started writing this book, A Guidance for Possibilities of Success, the general principle of success. Just like density equals mass over volume. Book title, what should I call it? Ask you, my friend. My lifetime dreams? Should I call it try your thinking? Evaluate your thinking. Shortcuts are not allowed. Tell me what you think of wealth. Extreme poverty towards grand wealth? Tell me the title of the book. The significance of this word actually it's about inventing a general principles. We talk about hobbies and life philosophy, success and wealth. I'm talking about being wealthy. How can a people, young people, or even grown up learn how to be wealthy? Because I know everything is possible under the sun. That's my philosophy. Let's continue. Do you remember what was it before mass over volume was equal to density? I'm asking you, what did he think before that? Why did he call that way? Was it true or a lie? Don't be confused. Just know that mass over volume is equal to density. Even though you can also call it a concentration. Again, it's like asking yourself why was a cup called a cup, a hen called a hen. Such things it's very hard to prove. If someone says to you that, prove that a hen is a hen. What facts caused a hen to be called a hen? Just say Mr. Adam died without leaving any documentation. I tell you today, never die that way. Hence, I tell you, never ask such questions that, why was a cup being called a cup? Is it true to call it that way? Why couldn't it be called a jug and a jug be called a cup? I told you never think that way, all those questions. If you know why, that if thinking about calling a cup a jug name or asking yourself such questions, it will help you invent a new grand principle. I will repeat these words. I told you never think that way. But if you know why you ask those questions, that if thinking about calling a cup a jug name or asking yourself such questions like those, it will help you invent a new grand principle for the betterment of the world. Then I will tell you, think it always and ask yourself again and again. There is no limitations to thinking. People who thought the unthinkables are the ones whom we learn the word in their contributions from their principles and theories. Long time ago. Who would think that the earth is a sphere and not flat, in the edge with no planes, no drones, no satellites? All of them thought the earth was flat. He only decided to think the unthinkable, but the unthinkable good. There's no limitations to thinking, I repeat, but you apply the civilized ones. I'm just saying never limit your thinking capacity just because you are afraid of criticisms. Thank you for reading. I like I like writing books and reading books, of course, the author says, because in the books lies great brains and knowledge and understanding. In the books lies great understanding. What have you taken from this sentence? I tell you, love reading books. Thank you very much for being here with me all this time. It's been a blessing for you and for me also. So, thank you very much. If you were wondering, what was this? This is a new book, my new book from MB Bookstore. I'm composing as I'm speaking now. As I'm reading it, it is not over yet. This is the first chapter. and I'm planning to talk about some other topics, new topics, and I'll post it in this channel, in this playlist. So make sure you subscribe. You know why I'm telling you subscribe? Because you'll get to know the knowledge of others. You'll get to know how the author think about life itself and about its philosophies, about principles. So I'm telling love leading books because if you read the minds of others, if you learn to read and understand how others think, maybe God would open you to learn about how you think, and it will make you, it will help you understand yourself, because you can be there and you don't know yourself, you don't know what you're thinking, you don't know how you, which capacity do you have, which your thinking capacity do you have. So try leading others and you'll be able to understand yourself, and more also you'll be able to understand your purpose, and that is another topic. So thank you very much, and please subscribe. Next we talk about let me light here. It's very simple. I can just light some more topics. Yes, next we'll be talking about learning how to communicate with the universe. Okay, communicate, communicating, communicating, communicate with the universe. Yeah, that is English. The universe. The universe. Okay. Communicating with the universe. Okay. More so maybe communicate how to talk to God. Communicate. Communicate with the Holy One. Holy One. I tell you, those are the coming topics. Here we talk about knowing and not knowing. Of course, knowing, oh, not knowing, not knowing. Yes, you need to understand those facts. And we'll be talking about also, if we got time, structural system of living. Structural system of living. In life, there are certain structure, certain kind of things. And I'm just reminding you that I am in my journey to invent a single general principle of success. So there must be a certain structure to follow. Structural, 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 structure of system of living. Oh, structural living. You can just write it there. Structural living, living system, structural living system. And this is everywhere, in business, in education, in life, in love. You can just do this. This is about something you desire to manifest. I will remind you again that if you want to manifest something in this world, please start by writing everything. I'll just give you some point in one note, this knowing and not knowing. Do you know why you cook your girl well, or you cook your food well? It's because you know its every move and point. You know every qualifications. You know every requirement. I will tell you again. How do you know? Why do you know to speak your language well? It's because you know its alphabet. You know how to communicate, how to arrange your words. So the point is knowledge. Well, simple and clear. The things could be very easy, but understanding could be very difficult. That's why I'm telling you, don't rush going if you find somebody talking, because maybe it could be something could be very helpful for you and for the world. Maybe you could be a bridge for others to understand. Because if you have read, not everybody understands, but if you could read, and at least maybe try to talk with someone, and try to discuss things, maybe other people could benefit from you, and you also could benefit from them. So thank you very much. After saying all these words, say thank you very much for being here, and please subscribe, and see you in the next video.